Hey guys, it's Jeremy here at Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. Well, it's that time of the month again, guys. We're at the end of the month, so I'm going to give my top picks for June of 2025. Initially, I thought it was going to be pretty hard to come up with a list because, like I said in a previous video, it's been really quiet the last month or two for releases. Not much has come out in terms, especially of notable bands that have been following for years and things like that. So the last couple of weeks, I've really had to kind of dig into the underground and find some stuff to review. I did get sent some albums from the labels I've been checking out as part of my list, but I checked up Encyclopedia Metallum to see what was coming out every week, and I found a couple ones that kind of stood out to me, and after kind of reviewing them and checking them out, they ended up being like surprisingly really good. It was hard putting this list together because a lot of the albums were very close in ranking, around the 8.5 mark, so they're splitting hairs here. There's a couple that are in the bottom. I came up with 10 in total, so I'll do like my top 5, and I guess the bottom 5 will be like honorable mentions, if you will. But they're also close in ranking and stuff. It's like splitting hairs. So if you're at number like 6 or 7, it's almost as good quality as like number 4 or 5, to be honest. But I had to put them in some kind of order. So starting at the bottom 5 for the honorable mentions, if you will, I have Ravine with Chaos and Catastrophe. Really good biker, sludge, doomy kind of band. Really good album. I really enjoyed this a lot. Really fat, doomy riffs, great vocals. If you're a fan of like old school Sabbath, Yob, old Cathedral, things like that, you'll really dig this band. Check it out. Really good debut. A little surprising to have it in my honorable mentions, to be honest. I have Catatonia with Nightmares as extensions of the Waking State. When I first heard Catatonia had an album coming on June, I instantly assumed it was going to be in the top 5 list. But I haven't been really going back to it as much. Some new bands I've discovered have really surprised me, and surprisingly, I found it to be overall better than the new Catatonia, which is really shocked. But I still love the album, really killer stuff still. They always put out solid material. I definitely wanted to get a mention on the list. Really good stuff. And next one we got here is another debut from the band Regiment. Great debut album as well, called Soldiers of Speed. If you want an album that sounds like it's a long lost album from 1985 that nobody's ever heard before and it suddenly resurfaced in 2025, this is the album for you. It's a perfect blend of brutal thrash, intense speed metal, very falsetto vocals. His vocals are definitely up there in the falsetto range, like King Diamond at times, very high-end, high-level vocal range. But really good guitar work, blistering speed, really raw and old-school production. Just a really cool, kind of a throwback to the old 80s, mid to late 80s thrash sound. I really dug it. Cool artwork on this one as well. Definitely check these guys out. Really good debut. Next, another killer debut, thrash band called Dagger with their album Torn Veil of Existence. Really cool artwork on this one as well. Nice blend of like death thrash. Really enjoyed this album. This one was in my top 5 initially. This is one that's really close. It could be like number 4, number 5. Between like 4 and like this is number 7. Between like 4 and 7, they're all pretty much equal, to be honest. I just didn't know which one to put where, but I love this album. Really great stuff. And I look forward to getting a copy of it to listen to at home. I've been still streaming it quite a bit online. And like I said, just perfect blend of death and thrash. Aggressive, fast. And these guys have a lot of promise. I look forward to more material from them. If you're not familiar with these guys, please jump over to their Bandcamp and check them out. Really, really good band, good stuff. Surprisingly closer to the bottom as well, I put Sodom's new one that just released, The Arsonist. Again, this is another album along with Catatonia I just assumed would be like number 1 in this case, to be honest, because I love Sodom. I just assumed their album was going to be my number 1 album of June. But it wasn't bad. It was a really, really good album. But I kept comparing it to the previous album, Genesis 19, which was my number 2 album of the year that year. and it just wasn't quite as good. It's still a really good album, definitely in the top half of their discography, but I gave it an 8, I think an 8 out of 10. But it's really good still, but not quite as good as the previous album. It's kind of the mid-range of their discography, but really solid stuff still. And the next one we got here, going into the top 5 now, we have the band Halberd with Chess with the Reaper. Definitely one of my favorite album covers of the year. Really cool artwork on this one. New band I discovered. Actually, I think every band in my top 5 is a new discovery band to me, for me to be so honest. Is really crazy. So Halberd, really cool album. Kind of reminiscent of like Havoc kind of sound. More melody infused into it, but still have the blistering speed and a lot of the heavy thrashing elements. Really dug this album. Another one I can't wait to get a hard copy of. Really killer stuff. Next one here was the album I just most recently reviewed called Endymion, or Endymion, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, called Reclaiming Chaos. Really strong debut album out of Finland, thrash metal band. I love this album, really shocked how good this was. I gave it like an 8.75 out of 10. I've only had a couple spins on it, but with a couple more listens, I think it'll kind of hit that over 9 range, to be honest with you. This album blew me away. Every song's a banger. Aggressive, I love the vocals, guitar works great, super catchy riffs, a lot of groove. Just a really strong debut album. I'm really blown away how good this was, and had to make the top 5 for sure. Number 3, another new band for me, Goya. They're like this really cool kind of psychedelics, doom, sludge, stoner band. Really cool stuff. Really cool artwork on this one as well, that kind of giant guy leaning against the mountain. Really dug this album. It's more slowing and pondering, with a lot of mid-paced stuff in there mixed in as well. So if you're a band of like stoner, sludge kind of music, high on fire kind of vibes, you'll definitely dig this album. Really good stuff. I'm super happy I discovered this band. This album blew me away. I loved it. Really good stuff. And number 2, I have their band Herzoga. This is also I think this is their debut as well, if I remember correctly. Great thrash band. It's called Evil Waits for Its Messiah. This album blew me away, right up my alley in thrash in terms of the riffs, the vocals, the composition, the aggression. I loved everything about this album. A 9 out of 10 ranking. Easily a top thrash album of the year. It'll be my top 10 thrash albums of the year for sure. Maybe even top 5. Really killer album. If you're not familiar with these guys, please check them out. They're from Poland. Really killer stuff. And at number 1, I decided to put the band Kingwitch. Another new band for me. This is their 3rd album, just entitled Number 3. Really good band. Like female fronted vocals, doomy, hard rock, just like kind of grungy moments in there as well, but mostly like doomy, like sludge, stoner, hard rock. Really crunchy guitar riffs. Her vocals put this album over the top. One of the best vocalists I've heard in a long time. Like she has so much power and can hit those crazy high notes, and like I said, the power, the control. The vocals on this album put it over the top for me. The riffs are really good as well. The songwriting is really good. Love every song on the album, but the vocals are the wow factor. Listen to this album. You won't be disappointed. Just a really good, doomy, hard rockin' album. Killer stuff. I need to get this album on CD. It's incredible. I loved it. I give it a 9 out of 10 easily. So that's my list for June, guys. If a lot of underground stuff, so maybe some bands you're not familiar with. Definitely please check these bands out, and when you have some time. Most of them are on YouTube, or you can go to Bandcamp. Let me know what you think. And some surprises, like I said, having Sodom and Catatonia kind of, out of the top 5 per se. And yeah, been a great month for releases. Just came across some really good gems in the underground. I've been discovering a ton of new bands this year, and it's been just killer. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down below your top 5 picks for June, and keep it metal.